advantage that a team has won the turnover battle and got a special team score and still lost a game.
Probably pretty rare, right? Statistically, you would think under 10% of the time, but that's your offense didn't do enough today if you were the Jacksonville Jaguars to match those other aspects of your game.
7 penalties, 86 yards for the Jags today. Some of those in some key moments to take away those touchdown plays, of course. The couple calls that might have been a little questionable again, but hey, that's what it is.
Yeah, you're going to get a few of those, especially, on the road, even if there's not a crowd influencing it. I think the home field with the Green Bay Packers, it shouldn't be that way. It should be call what you see. And I'm assuming that they did, but the Jags also got that one that I don't know if it was pass interference or not. They called the tip ball, and then obviously the ball wasn't tipped. It was the tip that came after the interference from the same player, which was odd that they ever thought that should be waved off. But, so that came from the judge back there throwing the flag. He kind of had one particular view of it. I don't think anybody else saw that. So that one went in their favor, and it was able to extend a drive. So you win some, you lose some on that score. I just thought the Jags really showed a lot of grit, a lot of heart. Sure. They went up there thinking they could win a football game, and they played like it.
They certainly did. The Jaguars fall today 24-20 to the Green Bay Packers. The Jags are now 1-8 with 8 consecutive losses. The Packers are now 7-2. Time now for the first word with head coach Doug Marrone, presented by Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve. Here's Jeff Lageman.
All right, thank you, JP. Doug, boy, a hard-fought game, and a game in which you get 2 takeaways as a defense. You get a score on special teams, and boy, with those kind of results, you might think you're going to beat the Green Bay Packers at their place.
Yeah, absolutely. I think early on. I thought our defense came out and it really started playing well. We gave up obviously the big touchdown pass. The next touchdown we gave down, we could have been off the field with a tackle on the sideline. And then offensively, we were 0 for 4 on third downs, and we just couldn't get going. We felt good about the run game, but eventually you're going to have to throw it to get it first. I had someone slip. We had someone slip on the interception. I thought, special teams obviously made a big play. We get back there, we go up, get into the fourth quarter. We had the wind, and weren't able to make plays.
You talk about some of the guys that slipped, and it was happening around, and obviously it's the precipitation didn't occur much during the game, but the wind conditions, that seemed to have a pretty significant impact on the game and your offense with the windy conditions and the field conditions.
Yeah, I think the field conditions were good. I think that you just saw, people cutting off the wrong foot and slipping. I mean, you got to know that. We've talked about it all week. But I think one of the things was, with the field conditions, and that's what was interesting. We went out there at half, and they wound up, going in there and taking the wind. I was thinking to myself, hey, listen, we just got to get through this third quarter. We'll have the wind to our back. That'll put us in good shape. And we got through the third quarter well, and then the fourth quarter we weren't able to make any plays to get it done.
Yeah, and one part there at the end of the ball game, or close to the end of the ball game, you got a score by James Robinson that's called back by a hold. And boy, Doug, I watched the replay, and I don't see it. A.J. Cann, I didn't think that was a hold at all. That certainly took 4 points off of the board for your football team.
Yeah, that's been going on. So, I mean, something we got to do a good job coaching, do a better job there. And, it's just like the red flag had to come out for a play that I thought was clear. It's just, it's tough.
Yeah, and then the other thing, Doug, with your football team, Jake Luton, some tough conditions. Not a great day by Jake Luton, but, I mean, overall, I thought he still showed some great poise in this ball game against one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever played a game. And I know he's not playing Aaron Rodgers, but a matchup like this, he showed some maturity.
Yeah, I think, with the conditions, I mean, it was interesting. With the wind, it was, for the first time up here, it was almost like a crosswind, which normally it's not. So I think, but he was able to throw some balls. It's unfortunate, with the pick, with Tyler, slipped, and, we wound up throwing the pick there. And there was a couple throws. We had Terry Godwin, on the one shot. We wish we could dropped that one in there. That would have been a touchdown. And, there's a couple of things that we missed, but there were a couple of nice things also.
Well, a couple of things that surprised me, Doug. Your first offensive drive of the game, you got a 52 potential yard field goal. You choose to go for it. You got a newly signed kicker that you didn't get a chance to see much of with Chase McLaughlin, but boy, he did a good job for you guys today.
Yeah, he really did. I felt really confident, with the way he was kicking pregame, the way he was kicking during, on Saturday. I just felt good about it. I mean, he just, good rhythm. Everything was going well, so that definitely helped with some of the decision making.
All right, Doug, appreciate it. Safe travels back to Jacksonville.
Appreciate it.
There you have it, the first word with head coach Doug Marrone, presented by Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve. When we return, the Baptist Health Locker Room Report. Final score, Packers 24, Jaguars 20. And this is Jaguars Postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Hey, Doug, was this the most physical you guys have played this year, in your opinion?
I'm not sure about that. I'm just thinking about the game we just played. I'm not evaluating the other games, but I thought we came out there and we came up short.
What are your overall thoughts about the game, please?
I'll probably answer everyone's question right now, but I thought coming out early, I thought our defense really did well. You know what I'm saying? Being able to stop them. I thought, when it worked out where we got them out and we were able to get good field position on 2 drives that I thought maybe we should have came out with points, and we didn't come out with points on it. We continued. We didn't. I thought we were running the ball well, but we couldn't continue to stay on the field in the first half on third downs, which we were 0 for 4. I think that would have helped us, if we were able to pick those up, and they seemed like they were manageable at that time. Thought the special teams kept us in the game. Thought Logan, was doing a good job punting. And obviously, Keelan Cole with the big return, outkicked the coverage. Keelan took advantage of it. Good job by everybody on that team, and got the game close. Then we gave up the long play, the 78-yard touchdown. That was tough. We just got beat. Just ran by us in 3 deep. And then after that, I thought we could have got off the field on a third down where they scored the other touchdown if we just tackled the back in the flat. We weren't able to do that. I thought coming out, I thought for sure they would take the ball in the wind, because the wind played a factor in the fourth quarter. Once they didn't do that, I thought, okay, if we could survive this third quarter, we'd have a really great chance of winning this football game. We survived the third quarter, went into the fourth quarter. We had some tough penalties that reduced a touchdown to a field goal. That was a 4-point swing. That was disappointing. We missed some plays. I thought overall, you're going to ask me about Jake. I thought overall he did well. I'm sure there's things he could take. He threw the pick. Tyler slipped. We had a search. Chris slipped. And pretty much at the end of the game when we needed to get something done, I thought the line did a good job all game. And I thought at the end we gave up too much pressure and we weren't able to get the ball down the field. That's pretty much how I feel about the game.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Hayes. Let's go to John Shipley and then Gene.
Coach, you mentioned it a bit, but just how much of a factor was the wind during the game, whether it was in terms of decision making or play calling?
Well, I think if you watch the game, you know what I'm saying? I mean, with the way the field position, with the way the punting, with the way the kicking, the wind was swirling. Normally, actually, it was a across the field wind, which you don't usually get here in Green Bay. So that was a little bit different. So yes, it did have, at least for me, I felt that it did have an effect on the game.
Thanks, John. Let's go
Thanks,
over to Gene and then Mia.
Doug, I was curious as to why twice in the fourth quarter we had a first down at midfield with about 5.5 minutes to go, 3 straight passes by Jake. You get the ball back. You're at the Green Bay 36, and you have plenty of time because you still have the 2-minute warning. Why you didn't have James Robinson running the ball when time was actually on your side?
Well, again, that's a good point. We ran it on the 3rd and 1, on the last series, to get the first down, to get another 4. But I think, Gene, those are good questions. I mean, obviously, we felt we had a good play call. We thought we could get the ball down the field. We felt good that both their corners were out. But again, when it doesn't work, I totally agree with you. That's something that, we'll go back and probably should have run the football. And, you're right.
As a follow-up, obviously every loss is frustrating for varying degrees. This one any more than some of the others, just because you really had a chance to win the game, and your team overall played really well.
I want to make sure I answer this the right way. Every time you play and lose, for me, I'm not going to talk about anybody else. There's something that's in my soul that just gets fucking ripped out. So that's how I feel. So it doesn't matter whether it's this game or the other 7 before it. And it's something that you can't replace. At least that's how I feel. I appreciate the question, though.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gene. Let's go to Mia and then Mark Long.
Hey, Doug, obviously you guys get off to a terrific start on defense, forcing the 3 and outs against future Hall of Fame quarterback. Was there a different approach defensively this week in terms of starting the game? I know obviously you deferred to the second half. Schematically, did you guys change anything?
I thought that, the win to me was the factor, what I'm saying, and being able to do that early and give us a chance with them, going against the wind, knowing that we'd have to knock out the run. I thought we did a good job. I thought, we just made some mistakes with some of those runs, but I thought overall, it was good to see, the defense, look like they were having some fun out there. I know we gave up plays. I understand that, but, I thought they were playing physical. What I'm saying? They were doing a good job. And, they got, the 2 turnovers, which we needed, all the things that we talked about that we probably needed to do to win the game. Outside of maybe doing something a little bit better, those are critical things. Do something on special teams, be able to run the football, even though we got caught early on, not having enough opportunities. The time of possession, well, that was the kickoff, the punt return for a touchdown. It's hard to get the time of possession back when something like that occurs. So I think, at the end of the day, we got the game, and then we just couldn't make, the plays that were out there that we had an opportunity to make to win the game, and that's why we lost.
Thanks, Mia. All right, we're going to finish up with Mark Long.
Yeah, Doug, I get your frustration and totally understand it, but isn't there a party that sees this team kind of growing before your eyes when you look at big picture how well they played last week and how well they played this week for the majority of that game?
Mark, I appreciate that, and I'd really love to jump on it. What I'm saying, to try to bring something where I can feel pretty good. I think that's something that is basically up to the people that are watching the game and writing that. I really don't think, fans or whoever really, I don't know. You guys know more than me. All I know is that, we're putting everything we're in this thing. We're fighting our butts off. We're doing everything we possibly can. I'm saying, we're coming up short, and it's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's hard. And, I just want to do the best job I can for these coaches and players to keep them going so they can continue to get better. I do see that. I think, if I wanted to feel good about myself, I think you can, talk about some of the play or some of the players, individuals and his units and things like that. And, guys are playing different guys. I mean, we're missing 2 starters on offense, and those guys are going in there. But, it's the league. And I don't think, I've always been, like, I just sit here when people ask me about, when you lose and about trying to find the positives and all that other stuff. I just think, like, if anyone reads that, or it's a quote by me or anything like that, it's just, I don't know. I just don't want to, for some reason, I just don't want to go there. So I apologize for that, because, and maybe it's hard for me after a game, what I'm saying, to really, try to kind of, say where everyone's going and not. I mean, I've been in this thing a long time, and I love this game, but, I meant when I said, when Gene asked that question, a lot of times people are going to go ahead and, the game's over and, life moves on. Well, it doesn't move on for us, it sits there. It's, it is what it is.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Coach. All right, guys, Jake's going to be next.
No. We're good, Holt.
Jake, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sounds good. We'll start with Mike Duraco, and then we'll go to Hayes.
Hey, Jake, how much of a factor was that win for you guys today, throwing the ball? Obviously, it looked like it was a huge impact from where we are.
I mean, it's the conditions that we played in, and both teams had to plan it. It's not anything I'm not used to growing up, in the Northwest, playing in cold, windy games. So I don't think it was a huge factor. You got to go out and execute no matter what the conditions are.
And can you just kind of walk us through that last 2-minute drive there at the end? I mean, it seems like you guys were getting a little bit of momentum, and then things just kind of snowballed there at the end.
Yeah, it was rough. That's a situation that you want to be in. Your defense gives you a chance to go win a ball game, and we couldn't execute, and that hurts. We're gonna have to go back and take a look at it, look at how we can improve. But I think the defense did a great job, put us in a position to win the game, and we didn't pull through.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. We'll go to Hayes and then to John Shipley.
Hey, Jake, can you walk us through the touchdown to Keelan Cole, please?
Yeah, we had just one of our base plays, double slants. It's kind of a just pick a side, and they ended up dropping 8 on it. So initially worked inside to Keelan, kind of took a peek outside, and Keelan did a good job. He slipped the inside backer and found a void, and was able to hit him.
Great, thanks.
Thank you, Hayes. We'll go to John Shipley and then Mark Long.
Hey, Jake, I know the game hasn't been over for very long, but what was just the energy with your teammates after the game? I know it's a tough loss.
Yeah, I mean, we all expect better. We're trying to figure it out, and I feel like everyone feels we're really close. We're proud of the way that we fight. It's not a lack of effort, by any means. I think everybody on all sides of the ball is busting their butt as hard as they can. It's just a matter of execution. So guys are upset, guys are, they want better, they expect better, we all do. And so, I don't think there's any hanging of heads, but just a personal expectation from each and every one of us to improve, to put us in a situation to, go win ball games.
Thanks, Jake.
Thanks, John. We'll go to Mark Long and then Cassidy Hill.
Yeah, Jake, following up on that, though, when you look at the last 2 weeks, can't you at least, taking out the emotion of the loss, can you at least see the progress you guys are making? 2 games that you give yourself a chance late to win.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. You want to be in a position right there to be in striking distance to win a game. But at the end of the day, this is the National Football League, and we get paid to go win games. And whether you lose by 1 or lose by 40, it's still a loss. It still goes in the loss column. And so we have to figure out how to make those plays when we need to make them and go win games, because that's what we're here to do.
Thanks, Mark. We'll go to Cassidy Hill, and then we'll finish up with AJ McCord.
Hey, Jake, kind of building off that, after your first start last week and then coming into Lambeau today, going pretty toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers, what do you feel like you learned about being an NFL quarterback that you didn't know 2 weeks ago?
That's a good question. I think I'm still learning. I think just the pace of play, having to be quick with my reads and seeing the defense, in the NFL, they do a lot of different things. They do a good job of mixing things up, and you always got to be on your toes and be locked in every play. You can't get lazy with your eyes, can't get lazy with your feet. You got to be ready at all times. And so I think I'm learning, every play, every day, I'm trying to learn and become a better player.
And I know when you're on the sidelines, you're looking at notes, talking to Gruden, but do you peek up and watch a guy like Aaron Rodgers at all, just take notes on what he's doing and how he's running his offense?
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple times, at the end of the half, clock's running down. I can kind of, wasn't expecting really to get the ball back, so just kind of stand up and watch him for a second. I'm trying to be locked in with our game plan as much as possible, not really worried about what the other offense is doing. But there was a couple times I got to peek up and look across and see one of the greatest quarterbacks to really ever put on a uniform. So it was pretty cool.
Thank you, Cassidy, and we'll finish up with AJ McCord. AJ, I believe you're still on mute.
Okay, so sorry. Is that better?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Okay, sorry about that.
So Jake, two questions sort of along the lines of what Cassidy asked. What do you feel like you were able to settle in a little bit this week? I know last week everything was so sort of shiny and new, taking in the moment. Were you able to sort of settle in this week in this starting role?
I think so. I think I had a lot of confidence coming into this game. Going through practice this week, I felt confident in my role and my position on this team. And I think that going back and looking at the tape, there'll be some plays that, I wish I had back and plays that I think I need to make, to be the quarterback for this team and to put us in a position to win games. But, I feel confident. It'll be good to go watch it and try to just improve again this week.
And if you'll allow me a quick Beavers question, did you see the game last night? Do you have a message for your teammates?
I haven't got to watch it yet. It kicks off so late. I was already in bed, but they're keeping it close. I'll go back and I'll watch it, and I'll reach out to my guys over there. But they're close. They'll turn it around. They got a great bunch of players and great coaching staff. So I'm excited for them.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jake.
Now you know why.
It's after dark here too.
Even the words you use make an impression on your clients. With Pinpoint as your coach, you can make sure it's a good impression. Pinpoint provides the creative design and production services for anything you need to enhance your brand, from custom signage to complete marketing solutions. Step up your game with Pinpoint and create the ultimate brand experience for your clients. Visit experiencepinpoint.com.
You're working from home, so how do you connect with coworkers and clients? With RingCentral, the #1 global communication solution for business. RingCentral makes talking, texting, collaborating, and video calls easy, and it's all on one platform. And when we say everyone should be connected, we mean it. It's why we're giving RingCentral free to educators, health providers, and nonprofits. Learn more at ringcentral.com. Welcome to the new RingCentral.
At ViStar, we believe in better, especially in helping build a better financial future for our members. So we've reviewed our offerings from the ground up. We've lowered or eliminated over half our fees and enhanced our already competitive rates, saving members more than $1 million this year, in addition to the millions we save them every year. If you believe that saving money is better, join ViStar. We never forget that it's your money. All loans subject to approval, insured by NCUA.
Welcome back. Jaguars postgame presented by TIAA Bank. 24-20. Packers over the Jaguars in Week 10. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor. And let's get to the highlights of this one today. It was a windy, kind of damp day. The rain wasn't a big factor in the game, but it had rained all night and early in the morning, and the weather was just a bit of an issue. A little bit of sloppy play early. The Jaguars got a field goal early to take the lead. McLaughlin from 52 yards away, 3-0 score. The Jaguars defense playing well against Rodgers and the Packers in the first 3 drives. Got 3 punts. And then the 4th drive, the Packers finally get on the board. It's a long one, though, a 78-yarder from Aaron Rodgers.
Play fake, he drops the throw. Fires deep along the right sideline. That ball is going to be caught. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. That is going to be a touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, a 78-yard touchdown on the first play of the second quarter, and Green Bay has taken the lead.
They caught it on the right side of the field and went all the way across the field. An official went down, and he kept on going to the other sideline, to the other pylon, and got in the end zone. So 7-3 Green Bay at that point. The Jags got a big special teams play. We talked about it going into the game. Need some defensive plays. A special teams play would help, and Keelan Cole delivered.
That's a booming punt fielded by Cole at the 10-yard line to the 15, to the 20, a little bit of running room, 30, 35, 40. Keelan Cole into the open field. Cole to the 40, Cole to the 30. Got to beat the punter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Keelan Cole. He brought it all the way back. Touchdown, Jacksonville, and the Jaguars take the lead at Lambeau.
91-yard return, Fred. Huge play there.
Hey, JP, I thought I was teammates with so many guys that can make runs like that. Reggie Barlow, just to name a few guys. But man, Keelan, that move he made on the punter at the very end, he definitely deserved that touchdown. Great play.
Yeah, it was a great play. Put the Jags ahead 10-7, but the Packers bounced back. Aaron Rodgers, they were down around the goal line, and it looked like they were designing a play for Mercedes Lewis. They covered him up. Rodgers runs it in.
Play fake, rolling to the right, looking toward the end zone. Rodgers is going to run it instead. He's going to run it into the end zone. A 5-yard touchdown run by Aaron Rodgers, and Green Bay has retaken the lead.
We're not going to let Mercedes Lewis get open on that play. Rodgers scores 14-10 Packers. The Jaguars back on offense. Jake Luton throws an interception.
Fires middle of the field, and that's picked off. It is picked off by the Green Bay Packers. They're running it back inside the 35-yard line, near the 30-yard line, still on his feet, and it's going to get tackled near the 26-yard line. Adrian Amos, the safety, picked it off, and Green Bay is in prime field position after the takeaway.
And they actually got it in the end zone, but there was a holding call that negated the touchdown on what was a 3rd and 17 play. Crosby with a 39-yard field goal before half, 17-10 at that point. That was the halftime score with the Packers leading. On to the second half, the Jaguars have to punt on their opening drive, but the Jaguars defense have played well pretty much all day. They finally get a takeaway. Miles Jack recovers the fumble. C.J. Henderson punched it out.
Goes to the middle of the field. That is caught. Devontae Adams, 20, 25. The ball comes out, and Miles Jack picks it up. The Jags are running it back. Miles Jack along the far sideline. Miles Jack inside the 20-yard line. He's going to get wrestled to the ground inside the 20. That is a takeaway for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Miles was not down, and he got a nice return, set up a short field for the Jaguars offense, and the Jags cash it in. Luton to Cole.
4-man rush. They drop. Luton fires middle of the field. That ball's caught for the touchdown. Keelan Cole for the score. What a game he has had. And Jacksonville is in the end zone.
15-yard score, Fred, and that was a bullet over the middle.
Certainly a great pass, JP. I didn't know where it was going. He threw it around 20 people, but I guess it didn't matter at the very end. Keelan lost the concentration where he was able to bring it in and get the touchdown.
And that continued a huge day for Keelan Cole, and moving along in the game, it tied the game 17-17 at that point. Jaguars defense comes through with another takeaway. Sidney Jones with another big day.
They do blitz. He drops the throw. Looking. Crossing route. Picked off by Jacksonville. What a job that time by Sidney Jones. Great coverage on Valdez-Scantling, and he picked off the crossing route from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, another big takeaway for Sidney Jones, and the Jaguars on offense got in the end zone, but it was overturned on a holding call, questionable, on A.J. Cann. They had to settle for a field goal. 20-17, Jaguars led at that point, but here come the Packers. Rodgers finds Devontae Adams, who was hobbled throughout the day with an ankle issue. Not this time on a 6-yard score.
Play fake. Still has it, still looking all kind of time. Fires toward the end zone. That ball is going to be caught for the touchdown by Devontae Adams. He went up and got it. He beat C.J. Henderson, and the Packers have retaken the lead with 9:03 to play in the game.
24-20, and that would be the way it ended. That's how it sounded. Frank Frangie with a call on Jaguars radio. Packers 24, Jaguars 20. Plenty more ahead in Jaguars postgame. We're back in a moment with a TIAA Bank stats check. This is Jaguars Postgame presented by TIAA Bank on the Jaguars Radio Network.
At ViStar, we believe in better. Better convenience, so members can bank any way they want, whether it's at a branch, on a mobile.
Our leader shortly, okay? Cool. We got about time for probably like 2 or 3 questions for each. Let's start with John Shipley.
Hey, Jared, can you just talk about the energy and the effort of the defense today? It seemed like, things are really kind of boosted from previous weeks.
Honestly, yeah, we just came to play today. A lot of energy, like you just said, a lot of effort, man. Guys just came out there ready to roll. We didn't want the weather to kind of be an excuse for us. So, we were just jacked up, pumped. My first time at Lambeau Field, so definitely was just ready to roll, trying to get a win.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, Jared.
Yeah. Let's go to John Reed, and then if anyone else has a question, I'll go to you for the last one.
No problem. Can you just talk a little bit about this? I look like you played zone coverage a lot more than in previous games, and how much you think that helped with the situation today?
I didn't hear the beginning of your question. Did you say zone coverage?
zone coverage? You played a lot of more zone coverage today than in the previous games.
Well, yeah, we 17 on the outside. He's definitely a dominant threat. We just were trying to do whatever we could to kind of just keep someone over the top of him. It was just a game plan thing. I think it just against Green Bay, we did a really good job stopping the run as well in our 7-man front. So, yeah, I can't really speak on exactly why or what's better, man or zone, but I feel like we executed better today this Sunday.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep.
Thank you, John. And we'll wrap with Gene Fournette. Gene, I think you're still on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yep, hear you now.
Jared, on the long touchdown pass that you guys had given up, did you feel like you could have maybe caught the guy if there hadn't been a little bit of a slight collision there with the back judge?
Yeah, I was hoping to get him down. He kind of did the right move, just kind of like just run directly at the ref while he was cutting back, and I kind of just tripped up and ran over the ref, but still just got to stop him at the beginning of the play. That's kind of too far downfield really to be. You know, my job is to get him down, but obviously we don't even want the explosive to begin with.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Jared.
On Jacksonville, 4 for 35 on Green Bay. The Jags won the turnover battle. Packers gave it up twice. The Jags one time. Time of possession was.
Yeah, but I can see myself. Just gotta make sure I ain't got no booger.
No, you're all good. We'll start with Gary Smits and then go to Cassidy Hill.
Yeah, Keelan, did you see things unfold? Were you concentrating on the ball or on the punt return? Did you see everything opening up in front of you? Coach said they outkicked their coverage. And is it a good feeling when you know all you got to do is beat the punter?
Well, I mean, honestly, I was worried about the wind and catching the ball more than anything. Luckily that the punter was out kicking the coverage, so it was less stress on catching it and getting hit and stuff like that. But after that, it's really just executing what coach calls. He comes up with the schemes and we just run it. And honestly, when it comes to punt return and stuff like that, you just have to get the best opportunity and hope that the punter does exactly what it is and gives you space to run. And after that, it's really just running.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Gary. We'll go to Cassidy Hill and then finish up with John Shipley.
Hey, Keelan, and then your second touchdown, the one from Jake that was down there on third down, he kind of credited you with getting behind the defense. What did you see on there? And then from that, what was your Lambeau leap like?
I seen nothing but hands, and I just caught it and ducked. I ain't gonna lie. Closed my eyes and was hoping I just walked to the touchdown without getting hit, which happened. Thank you. Great ball by zooming it past all them defenders. And then the Lambeau leap was actually it was lonely, but it was cool. Me and Chark up there sitting hanging out with the invisible fans. But first time playing, and it was a great experience. Glad I got to do the Lambeau leap.
Mm-hmm.
Glad I got to do the Lambeau leap, which I would have did it twice. I didn't think about it the first time at all, but definitely a good experience. Other than the cold too, I didn't like the cold.
I have to clarify. At what point did you close your eyes during the catch?
After I caught it.
Okay.
Might have been the same time. Seen a lot of green and yellow. That's all I'm saying.
Thanks.
Thanks, Cassidy. And we'll finish up with John Shipley.
Hey, Keelan. You've obviously been given expanded role and more opportunities this year. How does it feel to not just get those opportunities, but to be able to take advantage of it like you have?
It feels good to know that your time was going to come eventually and know that you prepped yourself for this time. And I'm just glad that it didn't come to waste. You know, it's easy to go hard and everything just not go your way, but it's good that everything's falling into place and I'm making the best of my opportunities and coaches trusting me to do that.
Thanks, Keelan.
Thanks, John. Thank you, Keelan.
Hold on, you sure John Reed don't have to go?
John, are you all good?
Question every time. And it's just weird that he's just staring and not giving a question and talking.
Hey, yeah, I asked a question right
Go ahead,
quick.
John. What you got?
Just Man, what it means to, I mean, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about the Leap situation, but is it disappointing that you guys played as well as you did and not come away from that stadium with a win, though?
Yeah, but that's the little things that we gotta go in and get done, which obviously has been happening throughout the weeks. We just can't finish it, and I mean, obviously, we can come up with a lot of excuses, but at the end of the day, we line up in front of them. We got to finish it. So, really, we just got to finish. We're starting to figure out how to come out, how to be consistent throughout the game. Now we got to figure out how to finish it through, not even in the fourth quarter, but the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter.
And how many high fives you had from those invisible fans out there today?
I think I did too. I turned around, I seen one person staring at me, but I wasn't sure.
Thank you, man. Good deal.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
How much of your buying experience you do online, browsing, value your trade, picking your payment, financing. Just go to SubaruofOrangePark.com, pick out your vehicle, and click iBuy to begin. Become an iBuy preferred customer at Hanania Subaru of Orange Park, your local Subaru superstore.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now. Popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
You're working from home. So how do you connect with coworkers and clients? With Ring Central, the #1 global communication solution for business. Ring Central makes talking, texting, collaborating, and video calls easy. And it's all on one platform. And when we say everyone should be connected, we mean it. It's why we're giving Ring Central free to educators, health providers, and nonprofits. Learn more at ringcentral.com. Welcome to the new Ring Central.
If something's been hurting, aching, or bothering you, don't ignore it any longer. It's time to take care of your health again. It's time to make an appointment with a Baptist Health primary care doctor or specialist. Call 904-202-4U to schedule a virtual visit or see a doctor in person at a Baptist Health location. The time for better health is here. Call 904-202-4YOU or visit getbetterjacks.com.
Jaguars postgame presented by TIAA Bank. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Jaguars radio network. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor. Jaguars fall in Week 10. Final score 24-20. Packers over the Jaguars. Time now for our Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game voting. I get a vote. Mike gets a vote. Fred gets a vote. Mr. Taylor, start us off today.
All right, JP, since you put me on the spot, buddy, I am going to go with Sidney Jones. Left field.
Okay.
Combined 9 tackles, big interception right there that led to a touchdown. 2 pass defense, and a forced fumble. So I know he gave up the big play, and those are going to happen when you play aggressive style, but he came back and put us in position, with the interception and then also being aggressive on the pass defense and the forced fumble. So I'm just throwing it out there. I could have gone Keelan Cole, but no, I wanted to go defense today.
I think that's because the defense did have an overall, I think their best day they've had, except back in Week 1.
They didn't score 30 for the second week in a row.
Yeah.
Right? Kept them under 30.
And this was pretty legit, too. I mean, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, this is a really good offense that everybody thought was going to tear them apart, myself included.
Yeah.
Would you
So-
like to go, JP, or would you like me to go?
I'm going to go with Keelan Cole. 5 catches, 47 yards, a touchdown through the air, but the 91-yard punt return touchdown, The longest
Team
in
record.
franchise history, yeah, Fred. And, you know, we talked about it going in. Jags needed something extra today. They needed some takeaways. They needed a special teams play or two. Well, they got those today and still just couldn't get it done. But Keelan Cole is my vote.
All right,
Mike?
it's up to me. Wow, there's a lot of
Yes.
pressure. Sidney Jones is the defensive player of the game, but the player of the game is Keelan Cole. 'Cause I agree with JP on that. You got touchdown on offense, got a touchdown on special teams. Really was a spark today. Second on the team in targets, caught 5 out of 7 of those. So just really all-around nice job. That 91-yarder, man, that's a play that's going to live in Jaguar lore for a long, long time. And, you know, it would have been nice if it had come in a victory, obviously. But, you know, I think both guys very deserving of accolades. I'm going to go with JP's vote here and go with Keelan Cole as our Jaguar Radio Network
Yeah, and
player
I'm
of the
glad
game.
you guys did that. A little suspense. I could have gone that way.
No, it was
But
good. I thought it'd be a
thought you
clean
guys were
sweep,
gonna-
Fred.
You guys are so predictable.
Well,
man.
we are.
I mean,
we go with the guy with the best game. You know, it's funny.
Just pick the player of the game, Fred. It's not hard.
I expected his Fred.
No, I'm just messing around. You guys aren't predictable, man. I enjoy doing this with you.
I thought Fred was going to speak his piece, and I thought I was just going to go what he said, and that was going to be the end of it. But
No. A little suspense today. I liked it.
fine.
Yeah. Well, Keelan Cole, the Jaguars Radio Network player of the game. If you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, then look no further than Ford F-150, loaded with impressive capability and designed to dominate work, play, and everything in between. This truck makes tough look easy. No wonder it's the official truck of the NFL and proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars. The Baptist Health Injury Report when we return. The Packers over the Jags 24-20 in Week 10. And it's Jaguars Postgame presented by TIAA Bank on Jaguars Radio. Headquartered right here in Jacksonville, the CSI Companies is one of the fastest growing staffing firms in the nation. As a proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars, CSI knows how important it is to find the right people for your team. See why some of Jacksonville's top companies choose CSI for their staffing needs. Visit thecsicompanies.com or call 800-582-0828 today. That's 800-582-0828 for the CSI Companies.
Hey Jaguars fans, are you ready to talk some trash? Well, nobody talks trash quite like Waste Pro, the official waste service and recycling partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Specializing in residential and commercial solid waste and recycling collection, processing, and disposal, Waste Pro is equipped to handle all your recycling and garbage removal needs. For service, call 904-731-7288. Waste Pro, caring for communities and caring for Jacksonville.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Why live with foot or ankle pain? If you have persistent pain, numbness, tingling, burning pain on the bottom of your foot, or swelling that doesn't improve with home treatment, it may be time to see Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute. Our foot and ankle specialists have innovative new options to help you get back in the swing of things without persistent pain that slows you down. Call JOI 2000 or go to joionline.net for an appointment.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This football season, prepare your taste buds for the most iconic sports watching drink of all time, Pepsi. With refreshing deliciousness specially formulated to keep your eye on the ball and mouth-watering fizziness to help you power through game day, Pepsi has everything you need to start strong.
I used to care when Mike cheered so hard he spilled nacho cheese on my carpet, but thanks to Pepsi, even Mike can't ruin my football party.
So this football season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink made for football watching. Pepsi, that's what I like.
Jaguars postgame presented by TIAA Bank. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Fred Taylor after a Jaguars loss in Week 10. Packers 24, Jaguars 20. 8 straight losses for the Jags. 1-8 record. Green Bay now 7-2. Some frustration coming out from Doug Marrone in the postgame press conference, apparently. And, you know, if you cover the team, if you're around Doug a lot, you know that every loss just hurts him. Really, really badly. And the last 2, I think, especially have gotten to him more because they feel like they're closer, and there's been some officiating situations that haven't gone their way, and he just cares so much about the winning result, and that he knows that's what everybody's judged on, and certainly he's judged on, and it's just not going the right way, and it's all frustrating for Doug right now.
Yeah, look, Fred, he is – I think a lot of coaches at this stage, you know, they're not ignorant of what's being said. Doug Marrone probably knows his job's on the line, and, you know, a lot of guys in that position might figure, you know what, I'm making good money. Go ahead and fire me. I'll collect my salary anyway. He's not mailing it in. There's no question about it, Fred. I mean, he's, you know, I look, again, no moral victories, but Doug Marrone is out there, Fred, fighting for everything he could possibly get for his team, and it really drove him crazy today.
Yeah, no, I agree with you guys, man. Doug's a very passionate coach. You know, he's coming here and, you know, he's laid it all out. Unfortunately, the end result doesn't match what he has in his heart, but he can't control everything. But I can tell you this, these last 2 weeks coming off the bye, to see a young ball club respond, lose by 2 points a week ago, then I mean against a team that was 1-6 then,
right.
But still you lose by 2 points, so that it doesn't matter. And then this week to come out against a team where nobody in the United States of America gave you an opportunity to win the game, but the guys in the locker room, and they went out there and they fought their butts off, you know, and the coaches, they coached their butts off. And who knows what would have happened there if the call against Can didn't occur. So, I mean, I can understand why he's feeling that way because he's putting so much in it. It's like anything else. The frustration is going to set in, and all you want to do is win at the end of the day. But Doug's a good man. You know, he's a solid dude. If it doesn't work out in Jacksonville, if the opportunity ends right here, then he'll get another opportunity around the NFL somewhere. I'm sure of that.
Let's get to the injury report presented by Baptist Health, changing healthcare for good. Chris Thompson was evaluated for a concussion. He was cleared of that, but a back injury kept him out of the game today after he did begin play in this game. Cam Robinson, they were looking at his left shoulder at one point in the fourth quarter, but he came back in the game. Those are the only 2 I remember in game today. Of course, a couple notables before the game with guys inactive. Laviska Shenault still battling the hamstring. Gardner Minshew's thumb, of course. And Brandon Linder came up with a back injury this week. He did not make the trip. So that's, not ideal on the offensive line when your starting center is out.
No question. But good day overall in terms of not getting a bunch of guys banged up, but tough when you're without your best offensive lineman, Fred.
Right, and to couple that with, a young quarterback, just a week ago, you heard certain voices, the ball coming in different, and now this week you have to do that all over again. So it makes it a little tougher on the quarterback. But hey, we're in the NFL, nobody's going to feel sorry for you. Nobody felt sorry for me. I'm sure a lot of teams were happy I wasn't out there, but you just got to keep grinding, keep plucking away until something breaks.
There you have it, the injury report presented by Baptist Health, changing healthcare for good. We're back in a moment to preview next week's game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fred's favorite opponent, I'm going to guess.
Believe it.
I was right. We'll find out more in a moment. It's Jaguars Postgame presented by TIAA Bank on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Ugh, I have to do laundry when I get home. I have to lug all my clothes over to the washing machine. Then I get to put them in the dryer and accidentally shrink my cashmere sweater again.
Motorcycles make everything exciting. And when Geico makes it easy to switch and save on motorcycle insurance, it's even more exciting.
I'm gonna fold all my socks into little balls. Yeah!
Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Proven IT implements a strategic game plan designed to streamline your business for maximum results. Make the winning choice with the official business systems partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Proven IT. Proven IT's technology experts use a customized approach to understand how to design, implement, and monitor solutions that optimize your business. Proven IT provides managed network services, document management solutions, office technology, voice and data solutions, and more. Visit ProvenIT.com to see how they can streamline your business. Proven IT, transforming workplace productivity.
T-Mobile for Business knows saving time and money is important for your business. That's why we're introducing Microsoft 365 on us, now included in our best business plans. With Office apps, Microsoft Teams, cloud storage, and more, Microsoft 365 on us gives you the tools you need to run your business. Stop by a T-Mobile store today. Qualifying plan required. Contact us to activate. 1 license per line, max 2 per account. Third-party terms apply. See T-Mobile.com for plan details.
At ViStar, we believe in better, especially in helping build a better financial future for our members. So we've reviewed our offerings from the ground up. We've lowered or eliminated over half our fees and enhanced our already competitive rates, saving members more than $1 million this year, in addition to the millions we save them every year. If you believe that saving money is better, join ViStar. We never forget that it's your money. All loans subject to approval, insured by NCUA.
Welcome back. The Jaguars fall in Week 10, 24-20. Packers are now 7-2 with the winning result. The Jags have dropped their 8th consecutive game. They are 1-8. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor. And next week, in Week 11, the Jags are back home, and they welcome in the currently undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers. Frederick Antoine Taylor, in his career against Pittsburgh, was 6-5. Teams that were 6-5. He had 9 starts in those 11 games that he played. Fred, you carried the ball for a 4.3 average in those games against Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow. 7
touchdowns on the ground, 2 more through the air in your career against the Steelers, most notably in November of 2000 when you went for 234 on 30 carries, 3 touchdowns on the ground and 1 through the air. I think that was at Three Rivers. And so you have a history against the Steelers, I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Enjoyed playing against those teams. Growing up, you hear about the Steel Curtain and, all those guys, Lambert, and just all of those guys. It was a special time. They were the toughest defense, those guys, the Ravens, before they realigned the divisions. We had to play them twice a year, and they didn't let down on you. They tackled you. They made sure to smush your helmet in the ground. They step on you. They do all type of dirty stuff, and that's why it kept me fired up to go against those guys. I could talk trash for trash. I can not talk trash some games and let my play do the talking for me. So it was just special, competitive environment, even if I didn't score a touchdown. A chip block, and knocking somebody on their butt. That's what that game was all about, man, and getting a win at the end of the day. So those, those matchups were more special to me than even the other most hated rival in the Titans. I got more out of playing the Steelers than I got out of the Titans.
And I even left out the playoff game after the 07 season, 16 carries, 48 yards, and a score in that game, Mike.
Oh, yeah. I was there and watched him celebrate it, man. It was fantastic. That was a great time. And I think that to this day –
most nervous I had ever been in my life for a game.
Really?
Dude.
Before, you mean?
To beat them in December.
Yeah.
And then to have to go back up there in 3 weeks in the playoffs. I mean, I had never had butterflies, not even as a rookie, my first NFL game in Chicago. Not that game. That Steelers game, it just meant so much. Wanting to go back there, wanting to, duplicate what we had just done a few weeks before. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. And also, just to throw in, that year, the Patriots were undefeated. I'm like, look, we get past the Steelers, we're going to get an opportunity at these Patriots, and hopefully we can bring them down too. So, yeah, I couldn't sleep. I woke up, I put my hoodie on, I walked around downtown Pittsburgh. It was a night game. I was ready to go. But I also had butterflies. But, yeah, it's just one of those games that brought the best out of me.
Could you imagine if the Steeler fans saw Fred Taylor
I wish
walking
I had
around
known
downtown?
Fred. We could have hung out, man. It would have been fantastic. What a story I would have had. But, look, Tom Coughlin built the organization to beat Pittsburgh, right? And you know, to this day, I think, as you mentioned, Titans #1 on the Jag fans' most hated team list. Pittsburgh, a solid #2. I think
without a doubt. I mean, if you take back that '99 season, the 3 times in a year against the Titans, and a few other, after that, but I mean, Steelers were the team. They were the team that the Jaguars wanted to beat. But now, obviously, it's the Titans. But the Steelers brought the most out of me personally.
All right, so next week, Steelers, by the way, are leading today. They're playing the Cincinnati Bengals, 12-0 the score. Steelers lead late in the first quarter. That game was in Pittsburgh. Of course, the Steelers 8-0, the Bengals 2-5-1. 1 o'clock kick time next week. Tickets available. And, Fred, we will talk to you a little later this week.
See you guys soon, man. Y'all be good.
All right,
Stay
Fred,
safe. Stay
take
healthy.
care.
Fred Taylor, prior to the Jaguars running back, joining us on Jaguars Postgame, presented by TIAA Bank. Coming up for those on our flagship station, 1010XL, stick around. The Scoreboard Show is next with your calls. NFL Network analyst Bucky Brooks joins us. Senior VP of Communications is Dan Edwards. VP of Production, Patrick Cavanaugh. Executive Producer, Dave DeCandis. Manager of Radio is Joe Fortunato. Tony Smith and Linda Fortunato are our producers. Britt Reber, Trip Padilla, and Max Hockman produce shows for Jaguars.com. For Jeff Lageman, Fred Taylor, and Mike Dempsey, this is JP Shadrick saying good night. Final score for the final time. Packers 24, Jaguars 20 on the Jaguars Radio Network.
This is the Jaguars Scoreboard Show. This is your chance, Jaguars fans, to sound off about today's game. The Jaguars Scoreboard Show is brought to you by Baptist Health, Farah and Farah, Geico, and by TIAA Bank. The Jaguars Scoreboard Show starts right now.
Welcome back to the Scoreboard Show. Welcome into the Scoreboard Show. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, the final score 24-20. The Packers over the Jaguars in week number 10. Jags fall to 1-8, 8 consecutive losses. The Packers are now 7-2. And the Jags lost today's game with winning the turnover battle and getting a special team score. And that's pretty rare when you lose a game like that. But the offense just was a little inconsistent today and couldn't get much done.
No.
On the offensive side.
Not enough, and you wonder without a couple of poorly timed penalties what this game might have looked like, right, with the James Robinson touchdowns. I think, again, we talked about it earlier, JP, but the first one looked legit. The second one didn't on the holding calls that wiped out those touchdowns. So certainly Robinson could have had one, and they had to settle for a field goal there. So who knows how it plays out down the stretch. And I think a big third down stop for the Jags defense as well, right, against Aaron Jones late in the football game. I thought overall they did pretty well. You look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers, they're good numbers. I mean, anytime you give up over 320 passing yards, you didn't shut him down.
That's
but
right.
He didn't just have his way with them. Devontae Adams certainly didn't have his way. It was the big play to Marquez Valdez-Scantling that really turned the tide there, and the Jags defense did a really solid job against the run this week, including in that key situation. Gave him an opportunity. Unfortunately, Jake Luton this week wasn't able to do, the late drive magic like he did against Houston and put him in position to maybe win a football game. But look, I think there are a lot of Jaguar fans. I know there are a lot of Jaguar fans out there that want them to be entertaining, competitive, but they're okay with them earning the highest draft pick possible. So for a lot of folks out there, this is probably, honestly, the ideal kind of outcome. They didn't expect to win this game. It was much more entertaining. It was more, it was closer than a lot of people thought it would be, myself included.
Yeah, me too.
And look, there are a lot of Jaguar fans that are like, the heck with that. I want to win every single week as well. So, I mean, I'm not trying to throw one blanket over everybody, but there's no question that I think a lot of Jaguar fans probably come away with this one saying that was about ideal. We showed a lot of heart. Team didn't quit. Showed some spark. Looks like Sidney Jones is developing into a player. Keelan Cole had an excellent game. James Robinson continues his fantastic season, piling up the yardage, and we preserved our position right now in the NFL pecking order.
NFL Network analyst Bucky Brooks joining us now from Los Angeles, California.
There he is.
Hey, Bucky, what's up?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
We're good.
Hanging in there. Tough one today, 24-20, and, Doug Marrone's frustrated after the game. They were that close to getting this done today again for the second straight week, and now 8 straight losses, and it's very rare when you lose a game by winning the turnover battle and getting a special team score. They just didn't have enough in key moments today late.
No, they didn't have enough. And I think that's the thing when you have a young team and you have to learn how to win. It's about doing the little things and really being on the details. There were a couple penalties that prevented the Jaguars from cashing in on some big play opportunities. You had a couple missteps and mishaps in coverage where you gave up the big touchdown, the Marquise Valdez-Scantling scoring the big play. But overall, I thought the effort was pretty solid. And, listening to the post game when they were talking about playing more zone than man, the difference, I think, in this week's game as opposed to other weeks' games, the effort and the energy was there. Because if you're going to be a vision and break team, if you're going to play with your eyes on the quarterback and you're going to concede these underneath throws, you have to break immediately on the throw, and you have to play at a physical level that makes the ball come out. And I think for the first time this year, we saw that happen. We saw C.J. Henderson, Sidney Jones. They knocked the ball out, and that changes the tenor of the game. And so I think when Doug Marrone and the coaches look at the tape, they will be disappointed in the result, but I think they will be encouraged by the effort.
Bucky, certainly, just looking at the numbers, watching the game, it wasn't as good as it was last week for Jake Luton, but different circumstance on the road for the first time. What did you make of his second start?
It's tough because when we're watching the game, obviously we don't know what the conditions are in the stadium, how windy it is, how much that impacted the game. I thought from a management standpoint, I thought he managed the game pretty well. I felt like Jake Gruden helped him because the last 2 weeks when they've leaned into the running game with James Robinson, they've taken some of the pressure off of him. That said, he did get the ball to Keelan Cole. He found a way to make a handful of plays. Now, there were some misses that you just don't know if the wind affected where the ball was and where it was thrown. But overall, not a bad effort for a rookie quarterback making his second start. Look, I think the Jaguars were right there. They had the game exactly where they wanted it because if we had said before the game, hey, 2 minutes left, Jaguars down by 4, would you take it? We absolutely would. And so to me, I thought it was a very, very game effort from them.
355 NFL1, the number 355-6351. The phone lines are open. We're back with your calls in just a moment. 24-20, the final. Packers over the Jaguars in Week 10. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Joe Adib from Bono's. I just want to let you know that we have now reopened all of our dining rooms. We appreciate all the love that you have showed us during this crisis. For over 71 years, we have been here for you through good times and bad. Our award-winning barbecue and our unbelievable staff look forward to seeing you soon. Be safe.
Any repeated physical activity puts stress on the body. Checking your phone, getting in the car, sitting at your desk, checking the phone, getting in your car, sitting at your desk, checking your phone for the 50th time today. If you do anything with regularity, you should get massaged with regularity. Massage Envy. Keep your body working.
Regular body work makes the body work with massage, skincare, and stretch. Come in today for more information or visit massageenvy.com for more details.
At ViStar, we believe in better convenience, so members can bank any way they want, whether it's at a branch, on a mobile device, or at one of more than 20,000 fee-free ATMs across North America. We believe that people have better things to do with their time. If you believe that convenience is better, join ViStar. We never forget that it's your money. All loans subject to approval, insured by NCUA.
Looking to be your own boss in a proven business model? Do you like construction and working outdoors? Superior Fence and Rail is franchising in new markets all over the Southeast, from Birmingham to Savannah and even a few more markets in Florida. Come win with Superior Fence and Rail and redefine the fence industry. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail to learn more about starting a fence franchise today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com. The wait for the holidays is over, America. It's time to make some joy. And we're here to help with the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event. We're offering the best deals of the season across the Ford lineup, so you can road trip with the whole family comfortably in a Ford Expedition. Bring home a tree that's bigger than you ever have with a built Ford Tough F-150. And find new ways to make the holidays bright this year when you visit your local Ford dealer. The joy is up to you, America, so let's get to it. Ford, Built for the Holidays.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back to the Scoreboard Show. Packers 24, Jaguars 20. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Bucky Brooks after the Jaguars' 8th consecutive loss. Phone lines should be interesting tonight. 355-NFL-1, 355-6351. I see you laughing, Bucky. I mean, they're always interesting, I guess, but certainly tonight. Mike, what you got for us?
Well, batting leadoff in his usual position, our man on the south side. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Saqib.
All right, Saqib.
Saqib, you're on with Bucky Brooks. Go ahead, buddy.
What's up, guys? How are you?
We're good. How are you?
My favorite main guy, Bucky Brooks, man. Like you are, and I love that you are joining the, all this year for the Jaguars, man. I appreciate your insight. But let me ask you guys this. That last drive, can you explain to an idiot like me what were they thinking? Like, why? Why were those plays called? Like, Gruden has done such a good job, I think, the whole game. What were they doing the last 4 plays? I just don't understand. Like, you have a chance to win the ball game, and I don't know what they were doing. Can you explain to a guy like me that doesn't understand that, what they were doing the last 4 plays? I'm just kind of curious.
I mean, I think it's tough. It's obviously a unique situation. You're trying to run a 2-minute drill. Everyone knows that you need a touchdown. That changes the dynamic in terms of how they defend you. You have a young rookie quarterback who, look, he did it a week ago, but still it's all very, very new to him in terms of the way that he has to manage the game. And so it's a lot on him. And if you're not able to really get him protected and he's feeling the harassment, it just makes it very, very tough and difficult to move the ball down the field. And so, look, you don't want to be in those situations. And as you do more of those situations, you get more comfortable in that. But it's one of those things that you don't like to put your young quarterback in.
Yeah, I'm with you, Buck. I mean, they gave up some sacks. They gave us some pressures. Green Bay got pressure on Jake Luton, and he couldn't get away from it. They had back-to-back sacks there in the middle. I mean, I guess you could argue there was enough time left to stick with the ground game at that point in time, and that may be the one thing that you look back and regret. But you can't be afraid to throw the football either in that circumstance. You have about 1:40 left. You know you have to have a touchdown. You incomplete on first down. Now you're 2nd and 10. Are you going to run the ball there? You risk getting stuffed, and now you're 3rd and long. And, the sacks, you hate to see them, but that's what happened. So I didn't the execution I have a little bit more issue with than the play calling itself in that circumstance.
Yeah, you still got to call plays and try to move the ball and do it.
Look, I get it. If you're saying that, I think James Robinson ran the ball well all day and they should have stuck with him more on the ground, you could make that argument. That's fine. But I didn't think it was crazy what they were doing. I didn't think they threw the playbook out the window.
No.
At that point. But, Saqib, we appreciate it, man. Definitely.
I was expecting a little more heat from Saqib.
I don't know. Sometimes with Saqib, if you get that competitive loss, it kind of placates him for a week. So we'll see. Check in with us next week. I'm sure you will, Saqib. Let's go out to Neptune Beach. Papa Louie is up next here on the Scoreboard Show. Papa Louie, you're on with Bucky Brooks. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Thanks for talking to me, Bucky. I love talking to you every week. I got some issues, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but last week with the delay of game, this week with the phantom holding, we're talking about 7 points last week we win, 7 points this week we win. We lost to Tennessee by 3, Houston by 2, Green Bay by 4. That's 3 games we've lost by 9 combined points. And what are we on, our 6th kicker? Those are field goals. We could be 4 and 5, and I think the league needs to start compensating teams with draft picks or something because it's costing us games and it's costing people jobs.
Good luck with that, Papa Louie.
That's a big ask.
That's a big ask for the league to compensate the Jaguars for picks. I will say this about it. Sometimes, man, there's this theory: winners win and losers lose. And sometimes, when you're a team that hasn't won a lot, you don't necessarily get the breaks. And I think there's a human nature element to it when it comes to referees and the calls. And sometimes the breaks don't go your way. And so, when you're a team that has been struggling, you have to make your own breaks. And then when you win, it just appears that those things kind of go in your favor more often. I think the one thing that we have to continue to do is continue to play hard like they played the last couple of weeks. And if they continue to exhibit that kind of effort and energy and those things will turn around and some of those calls will eventually go in our favor.
Yeah, you got to keep playing. I think that's the thing that gives you hope that they can get a few W's this year, first off. But it also shows well the coaching staff, too, that the team has not given up on those guys and they haven't tuned them out. There could be that type of thing at this time of year with this kind of record, but that is not the case at all, I think, with this group, and I think that's a credit to Doug Marrone and the coaching staff, to be quite honest with you.
And the other thing, too, I think you have a tendency, everyone has a tendency to focus on the calls that went against your team, whereas, that pass interference where they called the tip ball, guys on the broadcast, they felt like they didn't really see pass interference on that play at all. So, if you're the Green Bay Packers, you're saying, hey, you extended their drive. What kind of call was that? So I think you have a tendency to focus on what goes against your squad as well. There's certainly some we can point to over the course of the year, but
you see what you want to see. You don't see what you don't want to see.
Yeah, I don't think the draft pick compensation thing's got a leg to stand on. I don't think that's getting one past the competition committee.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so. Let's come back, take our next time out. We'll come back with more of your calls. 355-NFL-1, 355-635-1. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Oi. Bonjour.
Xin chào.
Добрый день.
كيف فينا نساعدكم?
¿Cómo te podemos ayudar?
If you have an accident, the last thing you should have to worry about is a language barrier. That's why at Farah & Farah, we have a team as diverse as our clients. So no matter what language you speak, we'll fight for your voice. Farah & Farah, here for you.
نحن هون للكل. Ici pour vous.
Aquí para todos.
Here for all. Jacksonville.
Jaguars fans, let's tackle social injustice together on game days with Selfies for Change. Visit TIAABank.com/selfies for change to take a virtual selfie with a Jaguars player and unlock a $5 donation to the Jaguars Foundation to help fight social injustice. Share your photo on Instagram or Twitter using hashtag Selfies for Change so more fans can be part of the movement. Join us on game days at TIAABank.com/selfies for change. TIAA Bank is the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi, I'm Tito Beverage, founder and master distiller at Tito's Handmade Vodka. In 1997, we became the first micro distillery in the state of Texas, and we're still making the same smooth stuff after all these years. We're still cooking in a pot still, working with our dogs by our sides, having fun and tasting batches, and I'm still wearing the same hat, even after all these years. Head over to Tito'sVodka.com to learn more about what else we're doing the same. Cheers. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Patrick Basil of Basil Plastic Surgery and Wellness. I'm a proud veteran of the U.S. Navy, and during my active duty time, I had the amazing privilege to serve our country and those who were wounded in combat. Helping my patients return to a normal life, I was able to provide an unparalleled level of care, which I've carried over to my own private practice today. As the official plastic surgeon of the Jaguars, I invite you to visit us at patrickbasilmd.com and would like to wish the Jags best of luck in today's game.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Hey Jaguars fans, are you ready to talk some trash? Well, nobody talks trash quite like Waste Pro, the official waste service and recycling partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Specializing in residential and commercial solid waste and recycling collection, processing, and disposal, Waste Pro is equipped to handle all your recycling and garbage removal needs. For service, call 904-731-7288. Waste Pro, caring for communities and caring for Jacksonville.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Jaguars Game Day presented by ViStar Credit Union. If you believe no car payment for 90 days is better, join ViStar, a standard feature on newer used car loans. ViStar never forgets that it's your money. The Scoreboard Show rolls along. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Bucky Brooks after a loss to the Packers, 24-20, the final score. 355 NFL won the number. 355-6351, busy phone line.
That is correct, sir. We go to the south side once again. David, you're up next on the Scoreboard Show with Bucky Brooks. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, what my comments were was that, you know, at the end of this game, and actually more than that, before the half, Doug Marrone should have realized that the quarterback, Luton, his timing of his snap call was timed by the defense. And it was just a matter of time before they started getting to him. He should have taken him to the side and said, look, you need to adjust your cadence, go back in the huddle and tell the guys this is what you're going to do, and get the defense to question when they can rush. That gives the offensive line time to defend the quarterback. It gives the receivers time to make their routes and time for him to throw the football. Doug Marrone just doesn't get it.
I mean, that's tough to put all on Doug Marrone. I will say this. Normally what happens is the offensive coordinator will advise the quarterback on when they want to go. Sometimes we go on first down. Sometimes we go on 1, on 2. And sometimes you get caught up in the flow or the emotions of the game. You forget that I have a young quarterback and they may be sitting on his count, because a veteran quarterback will kind of take the initiative to vary his voice inflection, to give you some different hard counts, to keep them off of it. But with a young guy, you do have to manage that. And I believe that's something that, look, Jay Gruden, Doug Marrone, Jake Luton, everyone is just trying to get the play in and on, because you have such a young guy, such an inexperienced guy doing it, that sometimes those little things get lost in translation.
I will say that, like, throughout the day, though, it seems like there's not, like, there was one time they had to call timeout because the play clock was running down, but it's not like he's flustered and there's a delay coming and, oh my goodness, let's get a snap off. Like, it's calm and collected and he's just running the offense.
Yeah, same with last week, right? It really you haven't had that frenetic, oh my gosh, you got a rookie in there, he doesn't know what he's doing. So, look, you could ultimately, Doug Marrone will tell you everything's going to fall at the feet of the head coach if you don't win football games, Bucky. But to say that Doug Marrone just doesn't get it,
he gets it.
No,
I mean, that's why he's so passionate about it. He gets it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I think if anything, like what you were doing, I say this would be a hat tip to the Jaguars coaching staff. The fact that they've been able to play so many young quarterbacks and the offense hasn't completely fallen apart. When we look around the league and we look at other teams playing with guys making their first start or guys that are inexperienced, like we've seen them struggle. And so with the Jaguars offense has continued to be pretty effective in terms of being able to move the ball regardless of who's been at quarterback. I think that's a testament to the coaching staff being able to take a playbook and a game plan and tailor it around what young quarterbacks are able to do. And so I wouldn't go too hard at the coaching staff for maybe not varying the snap count when you look at all the other stuff they've been able to succeed with a young quarterback.
I mean, they've been working with 2 sixth-round draft pick quarterbacks that are 2 years or less in the league. I mean, it's not like they're working with veteran guys too, Bucky.
I know, and that's why I think it's important to really put that out there. These are unusual circumstances. You will see teams from time to time have to do it, but to do it with 2 later round picks, 2 guys that have been in the league 2 seasons or fewer, that's hard to do. And to do it and to be able to compete against these teams and to be in games, like I'll say the coaches are coaching their tails off. The players are trying to play hard. It hasn't been the result that anybody in Jacksonville would want. But I think you have to kind of take the silver lining out of it. At some point, these players will benefit from the experiences that they're getting as young players. And it might be something that everyone looks back on in a few years and say, okay, that's where it started because this team is a really solid team because they had experience very, very early in their careers.
All right, let's take a timeout. More of your calls ahead, 355-NFL-1, 355-6351, the number. This is the Scoreboard Show after a Jaguars loss to the Packers 24-20, the final in Week 10, and this is Jaguars Radio.
Today's horoscope brought to you by Geico.
People will take note of your sunny disposition, Sagittarius. That's because you just switched to Geico and discovered you could save hundreds of dollars a year on car insurance. However, your newfound inner glow may prompt unfounded rumors. Did you get a promotion? Or you want a juice cleanse? Did they give you too much anesthesia at your dentist appointment? Your secret is safe with us, Sagittarius.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Brooks Rehabilitation outpatient locations throughout Florida are currently open and accepting in-person and telehealth appointments. They're following CDC guidelines to include screenings, temperature checks, face masks, social distancing, and additional sanitizing of all surfaces. They're taking extra precautions to ensure your safety so you can focus on your recovery. Please call their central intake unit at 904-345-7277, option 3 to schedule your visit. Brooks Rehabilitation is the official rehabilitation provider for the Jacksonville Jaguars. At Jacksonville International Airport, the health and safety of travelers is their #1 priority. They're doing everything they can to mitigate the spread of COVID-19, from adhering to CDC cleaning guidelines, requiring facial coverings in the terminal, and encouraging social distancing at every point of the airport experience. For a comprehensive look at what the airport, airlines, and their shops, restaurants, and rental cars are doing to keep passengers safe, please visit jacksairportcares.com to learn more.
Any repeated physical activity puts stress on the body. Checking your phone, getting in the car, sitting at your desk, checking the phone, getting in your car, sitting at your desk, checking your phone for the 50th time today. If you do anything with regularity, you should get massaged with regularity. Massage Envy. Keep your body working.
Regular body work makes the body work with massage, skincare, and stretch. Come in today for more information or visit massageenvy.com for more details.
The wait for the holidays is over, America. It's time to make some joy. And we're here to help with the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event. We're offering the best deals of the season across the Ford lineup, so you can road trip with the whole family comfortably in a Ford Expedition. Bring home a tree that's bigger than you ever have with a built Ford Tough F-150. And find new ways to make the holidays bright this year when you visit your local Ford dealer. The joy is up to you, America, so let's get to it. Ford, built for the holidays.
If something's been hurting, aching, or bothering you, don't ignore it any longer. It's time to take care of your health again. It's time to make an appointment with a Baptist Health primary care doctor or specialist. Call 904-202-4U to schedule a virtual visit or see a doctor in person at a Baptist Health location. The time for better health is here. Call 904-202-4YOU or visit getbetterjacks.com.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. 24-20 the final. Packers over the Jaguars in Week 10. 8th consecutive loss for the Jags. They're now 1-8. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Bucky Brooks. And your calls, 355-NFL-1. Bucky, how about the day for Keelan Cole? No Laviska Shenault today, so there was, who's going to kind of step in there. I know Chenault's been banged up a little bit lately with that hamstring, bothered a little bit by it, and was pulled out of the game early last week, was not available today, inactive. So Keelan Cole seemed like he stepped up. He had a nice receiving touchdown on a tight pass over the middle, and, of course, the punt return was huge for this team today.
Yeah, he stepped up, had an outstanding game. That punt return was really a game changer because I think what it did, it gave Jaguars confidence that they could hang in there. And I think when you're a young team and you're playing against a team that everyone says that you don't have a chance, you look for things within each quarter to kind of sustain and kind of keep your belief system going. And so that punt return very early kind of got them energized. And then to come back later on and catch a touchdown that I would say Jay Luton may have kind of closed his eyes and just kind of threw it in the window. But it was a great catch, and it was one of those things that converted. He played really, really well. And I think we have all been able to recognize that the Jaguars certainly have talent at wide receiver. Early in the year, those guys didn't consistently get the ball. Some of that was due to protection. Some of that was due to Gardner Minshew kind of being all over the place. But we see when those guys touch the ball, they can make things happen. And so it's about finding a way to be balanced enough with the running game with James Robinson while still giving the playmakers on the outside enough opportunities to let them go to work.
And Bucky, you talked about the secondary being more physical today as well. I thought it was C.J. Henderson's best game since the opener. And Sidney Jones did give up the long touchdown, which you can't wipe out. But other than that, 6 solo tackles, 3 assists, interception, forced fumble, 2 pass breakups. Pretty good day. Right now, I think if you feel like you can lock up Sidney Jones, who's still a very young player and a former high draft pick, you might have a pretty good pair of starting corners for the long haul here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think he's going to really be able to command a significant amount of money. I think the way that it would go, he may be an exclusive rights free agent, if that, depending on how they signed him when they plucked him from Philadelphia. And so, he doesn't have a lot of stuff. So now you have 2 young corners in C.J. Henderson and Sidney Jones that you can really build and grow around. I think it is obvious when we look at these guys are really, really solid when it comes to being able to play zone coverage, when they have their eyes on the quarterback and they're able to get a pass rush up front. They're as good as most corners that we've seen. And so as they continue to get better, and I think the area that they always have to improve on is making sure that they can make solid tackles in space. But no, I think he has been a nice find. And since he's come over, that first game against the Houston Texans, he has really solidified that other side of the defense opposite C.J. Henderson. And so, yeah, I think the defensive coaches should be excited about what he's brought.
I looked it up during the game just because I wanted to see, at least according to Spot Track, which is one of the main sites that tracks contracts, he's an unrestricted free agent after this season. So I'm surprised he's been in the league that long. Time flies because I remember when he was coming out of UW. Sure.
So if he's an unrestricted free agent, then I think it's in the Jaguars' best interest to come early and see if they can kind of lock him up and keep him, because I think we already see the chemistry that he and C.J. Henderson have. I think you want to build upon that. And if you can get a crew in the secondary that can grow together, I think we've seen it a few years ago. That crew was together for a while and they grew together and they played well. You want to do the same thing now.
Another pretty good day for Devon Hamilton in the middle of that defensive line. 4 tackles, a sack today on a nice game there in the middle. Quarterback hit, of course, tackle for loss on that play, and the pass defense too. So Devon, Bucky, is really stepping up here.
He is stepping up, man. Really excited to see that game where he's able to kind of delay and loop around and make the sack on the quarterback. That's big time. And as we continue to look at this front line, because what we're doing is we're looking for players that are going to be the foundation to the rebuild. And you can see inside, he gives you some of that pass rush ability. He's a force against the run. We saw Josh Allen step up. We're beginning to see little players kind of pop up and emerge and make plays. And this is a team that heated up the Green Bay Packers a little bit, to some people's surprise, and they were able to get home. And so as they're able to mix in 4-man pressures with 5-man blitzes and those other things, it gives you a lot of options. And I think the defense under Ty Walsh is beginning to look a lot different than the unit that we saw at the beginning of the year.
All right, let's come back in a moment. We will wrap things up. We'll put a bow on this show.
I like
and
that
then we'll
expression.
move on to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes, the hated Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hated. Hate's a strong word.
I think it's an accurate word for most fan bases. Hate the Steelers. Let's be honest.
It's fair. We'll come back and preview the game in a moment. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Why live with foot or ankle pain? If you have persistent pain, numbness, tingling, burning pain on the bottom of your foot, or swelling that doesn't improve with home treatment, it may be time to see Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute. Our foot and ankle specialists have innovative new options to help you get back in the swing of things without persistent pain that slows you down. Call JOI 2000 or go to joionline.net for an appointment.
You won't find a better deal to keep your ride clean than Scrubble's Flexible Service Car Wash. Start in the tunnel wash and experience state-of-the-art equipment while enjoying a soapy light show. Our quality soaps and solutions keep your vehicle streak-free. Every 3-minute car wash package comes with self-serve vacuuming, lint-free towels, window cleaner, and a free air freshener. Visit us at the St. John's Town Center, Fleming Island, and Atlantic Beach. And coming soon to Kernan and Atlantic. Trust the bow tie. You'll know quality once you arrive. Go Jags!
Hey, it's the Good Greek Spiro, and I am proud to announce that Good Greek Moving and Storage is now the official mover of your Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are making all of the right moves, and you should too. So when it's time for you to move, do it like the Jags and call the Good Greek. Simply dial ** Greek from your cell or go to goodgreek.com. That's goodgreek.com. Good Greek Moving and Storage, official movers of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Good Greek Moving and Storage, your superhero movers.
Kessler Creative, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has the large format printing services running in high gear, creating large banners for marketing events, full vehicle wraps. Learn how Kessler changes the game with print and direct mail innovation. From eye-catching restaurant menus to real estate yard signs and event displays, Kessler does it all. Kessler Creative, Jacksonville, Florida. Results-driven marketing and a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Nothing kicks off your game better than a handful of Georgia peanuts. Power-packed with protein, essential nutrients, and great taste, Georgia peanuts are the MVP for affordability, sustainability, and nutrition. To score life's touchdowns with recipes and fun facts, check out GAPeanuts.com. The perfectly powerful peanut is brought to you by the family farmers of the Georgia Peanut Commission.
Peanut! Get your peanut!
You're working from home. So how do you connect with coworkers and clients? With RingCentral, the #1 global communication solution for business. RingCentral makes talking, texting, collaborating, and video calls easy. And it's all on one platform. And when we say everyone should be connected, we mean it. It's why we're giving RingCentral free to educators, health providers, and nonprofits. Learn more at ringcentral.com. Welcome to the new RingCentral.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. Final moments of the Scoreboard Show, 24-20. Packers over the Jaguars. If you didn't get in here, the 5th quarter coming up, the top of the hour. They'll take your calls for a couple more hours after this Jaguars loss. The Jags now 1-8. They've lost 8 straight. And next week, the Pittsburgh Steelers come to town, Bucky. What was your most hated rival when you played, Bucky?
Oh, it had to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. I heard you guys talking to Fred T in the postgame show. For us, it was the Pittsburgh Steelers because that was a division game back then. Back then, we were in the AFC Central. And so when you talk about Tom Coughlin building the team to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, well, they were kind of the measuring stick. And I think the thing about Steelers Week, to me, is always understanding and readying for the physicality that is about to take place that weekend. And knowing that the Steelers have a certain standard, and that if you're going to beat the Steelers, whenever the Jaguars have beaten the Steelers, it's because they've been able to hit them right in the mouth. It's a physical game. It's one that you have to take it to them, because if you allow them, they will bully you all over the field. And so this is one where I think coming up, I think the Jaguars will step up just like they stepped up against the Packers, because they know what the expectations are coming from the other side of the field.
Yeah, too, Bucky. I think that Mike Tomlin doesn't get all the credit he deserves, because I think people just feel like, oh, it's a great organization. The organization wins, but they win because they identify good coaches in part, and Mike Tomlin has had a ton of success, and you don't always hear him mentioned when people are listing the top coaches in the National Football League.
No, he wasn't always mentioned, and I think a lot of it had to do with he inherited a team from Bill Cowher that people felt like Bill Cowher left him a championship-ready squad in place. And then it was part of the, hey, he's a player's coach, he's a motivator, whatever. But I think the last couple of years have given us an opportunity to really see his brilliance as a coach, because he has taken this team. Last year, he had an 8-8 squad that played without Ben Roethlisberger. Now they run out to an 8-0 start, and you're beginning to get a better appreciation for what he is being able to do in that organization. I mean, 14 years without a losing season. I mean, I think consistency should be respected. I think the consistent excellence that we've seen from the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin should be celebrated.
14 years without one. Huh?
Yeah, and look, it's not the best Steeler team of all time, but it is the best start in franchise history as well. And they're up 12 points right now in Cincinnati, looking to roll to 9-0. So, hey, you want an opportunity to spoil something special, Jaguars? It's coming your way, it looks like, next week.
It is.
Yeah, next week. I think there's something to be learned from that. I think as Jaguars fans, I think the one thing that we can hope for is at some point we're able to have a level of consistency and continuity and a high standard that allows us to expect that each and every year. We expect the Jaguars to be playoff contenders, are always in the mix. And so hopefully we can get to that point. If we can identify a few core players and continue to build upon it, maybe we will be on our way to do that.
Oh, the dogs are barking again. We're ready for the Steelers. The underdogs.
There they go.
They're going to get in under the wire.
The underdogs are barking. I like it. Bucky, we'll talk to you on Wednesday on Happy Hour.
Hey, thanks so much for having me on, guys.
Thanks for doing it, man. Bucky Brooks from Los Angeles with us. Thanks to all our callers tonight, and the Jags get the Steelers next week. Well done today, Mike.
Likewise, JP.
For Mike Dempsey, our entire crew with us, I'm JP Shadrick. Thank you for listening. This is Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.